Disrespect. It's doctor. Doctor. Disrespect. Okay, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Peach Posy.
I promise you it's not.
I had to move all of my stuff quickly off the ground because I had some flooding. So all of the priceless artifacts you see behind me right now, I had to rescue them.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what was on
I
the
feel
shelf to
like-
begin with?
More crap that needed to be rescued from a previous flooding. So
I
it's
was gonna.
just-
I was literally about to say
We're 2
you've had
floods in here.
multiple. You've had multiple floods at this place,
Yes,
correct?
Yes, yeah. The first one was really bad. The second one was not too bad, but still a little bit. It's if I leave stuff on the ground, which I tend to do, and it's not in a plastic container or whatever, it'll just get wrecked at some point because of the
How
flooding.
much flooding are we talking about? By the way, I just want to point out, it has been so long since I've seen you.
And
And the first thing I hear from you is, I live underwater. What is happening?
well, lots changed. I mean,
I just
what
got a
can I say?
tortoise. I didn't know that. That was a new thing that I learned.
I've had a
Well, no,
tortoise
alright.
for a while, yeah.
Whoa, hold on. Did you decide on wanting a tortoise, or based on the flooding, did the tortoise just move in?
No, nothing to do with the flooding. We were worried about him the first time it flooded, though.
You're thinking of
because,
turtles, Jesse.
Yeah, that.
I don't know the difference, to be honest. I know they're both cute and they live longer than me, so like I don't give a damn.
They do live very long, yeah. How many
Yeah.
tortoises do you have, Dodger?
2.
2. Do you know what type they are?
I don't, because they technically belong to my sister-in-law, but she lives on the
Oh,
property
okay.
with us, so we all
Are
take
they
care of
are
the
they
animals.
old?
They're not that old, but they're already massive. They're like
Right. Okay.
5 years old, I think, and they're like
Oh, that's pretty big for 5. They're
they're
probably a
getting
different breed.
so big, dude, and they're gonna live longer than me probably. So
Yeah, they can live like into their hundreds if they're
Yeah.
healthy. If you keep them healthy.
Welcome back
Crazy.
to Tortoise Talk.
Tortoise talk. God bless them though. They are great. They're so funny. Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't think they would be, but man, they're
we
full
have
of
one that's
personality.
very like outgoing and doesn't get spooked easily, and one that will literally retreat into his shell over the smallest thing.
Oh, they're like
Um,
perfect strangers.
It's very
Yeah.
cute. Yeah. So we brought Sullivan, the bigger one.
Sullivan.
Yeah.
What a name. That's a
We-
great name. That's such a
Thank
strong
you.
name.
We
Yeah.
brought him in for Clarky's show and tell, and it was a banger. Everybody loved him, but I was given so many warnings. Like, apparently, Nancy brought her tortoise when she was younger in, and the tortoise just shit everywhere.
Yeah.
So they were like, it should be fine, but you might want to have like puppy pads or something just in case he poops everywhere. And he didn't. Shout out to Sullivan. He crushed it.
Job Sullivan, man.
Yeah.
Jeez. I think I would have pooped everywhere. Our tortoise is named Terry, And
I love that.
we didn't get him because of anything to do with the flooding. My kid saw him in the pet store and really wanted to get him. He was only a baby. He was like the size of a coin. He was like so
Aw.
small, and now he's like
How
4,
big is he now?
maybe 5, and he's like that big now. He's pretty big.
Yeah.
Pretty big. He's not here though. He's not here right now. He's my mother-in-law's babysitting him, and has been for a couple of months because we went away, and she had to look after him. And then I was too lazy to go get him when we got back, and then the garage flooded, and then my heater stopped working because you need to keep him. We don't hibernate him because he's still small, so if he gets too cold, he'll just naturally try to hibernate, which we don't want him to do yet. Like maybe next year we'll do it, but
Our tortoises don't hibernate. I do know that, but they don't like the cold. So they basically just sit in their little heated apartment, and they'll just hang out in there all the time.
Do you have like a heat lamp for them and stuff? You have like a spot lamp.
They live outside, but they live in it's an old chicken coop that's been like heavily insulated and has a big heat lamp in it. So they can just hang out in there and be nice and toasty.
Nice.
What, Jesse?
I woke up at 7 a.m. for this.
Come on,
I haven't had coffee today. Listen to me. Listen how I'm talking.
She lives on a farm.
I'm a mess.
It's so interesting.
Turtle talk.
Tortoise talk. Get it right, dude.
I stand corrected.
No, man.
What would you like to talk about, Jesse?
About our guest. Hi, Sips. Welcome. For those who are just tuning in, who don't know who you are, I would love to get that out of the way so we could have that instead of 45 minutes of like, so yeah, my tortoise was pooping everywhere, and I said, don't poop, Terry, and Terry don't poop. But my other tortoise, Lord Torrington III, that guy loves the shit. I think instead of that.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the other tortoise's name? Sullivan and what?
It's Sal and Sully. I'm trying to remember what Sal is short for.
Salvatore.
Maybe.
It's got to be Salvatore.
It's probably something like that, yeah. Which is much too cool of a name for how goofy tortoises are, you know.
I know, but you gotta give them cool names.
You gotta inject them with the cool via their name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, thanks for having me. Thanks for the intro, and thanks for having me. I was looking forward to catching up with you guys. Yeah, it's been so long. It's been a long time.
I know, forever.
You're all well, I trust.
Oh my God.
I go Lord of the Manor. All is well, I trust.
Swish his drink. Yes, I've been doing well.
Quite.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Except for that trouble with the banknotes as of late.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
But
Yes.
we resolved it.
We do persevere, don't we? Sips, what have you been playing aside from Farm Simulator?
That's it. That's all I've been playing. What was I playing before that? The Sims. I played The Sims 4 for a bit.
Which
I'm not sure why.
Like
Somebody in
what?
chat said you can do rags to riches in Sims 4. They have a mode. And I thought, that sounds amazing. And he's like, yeah, I had to live on the beach and I had to borrow hot dogs from people to eat and stuff. And it sounded hilarious. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll try that. And then it's okay, but it's like, it's The Sims, right? You can just like min-max all your skills and stuff. So
Time out.
Yeah.
Can you start over with that, but join us up here with our drinks, and then say everything you said before, like, I had a wonderful time. I had to pretend I lived on a beach and steal hot dogs.
No, I mean I like the sound of it, but you know it was just like it was fun. But then while I was playing it, the new DLC was about to come out, which I was kind of excited to try. But now I just got like I'm stuck playing Farming Sim now. I started playing it and I got a whole bunch of mods for it. Because I did a rags to riches thing in The Sims, and I thought, I'm gonna do a rags to riches thing in Farming Simulator 22. So I started with a wheelbarrow and a shovel, and a hedge trimmer, like one of those whippersnapper things for the grass.
Yep.
And I literally used the shovel to put grass into a wheelbarrow and walk it to the store for $20. That's how I started.
Who is paying you $20 for grass?
Well, they do. I mean, it's not a lot. It's like, well, it's a simulation, right? So you speed up time or whatever. You probably make like $20 mowing lawns in the summer or whatever when you're a kid. It's like the same thing.
I mean, okay, yeah, that's right.
Sure.
Mowing lawns is different than I cut grass and
I cut
deliver
some
it to
grass
someone in a
and then
window.
went to a store and said, will someone please buy this?
At least one of those John Deere sit-on mowers as well, because I thought grass is where it's at. This is where I'm going to make all my money. Quickly realized that there is no money in grass. Not that kind of grass, anyway.
You know,
and,
same in real life.
Yeah, so I started chopping down trees and selling wood. That worked out and stuff, and then I went into debt, and I almost ran completely out of money. But I managed to pull myself up by the bootstraps and really knuckle down, and I prayed hard. And now you should see my farm now. It's crazy. I don't have any debt. I got harvesters, tractor. I got like 3 tractors. I tell you what, they're not cheap either. I got them secondhand, but I mean, still, it's been fun. It's been fun, and it feels like I've been doing it for a very long time, and I'm just so tired as well. But it's fun.
A real rags to riches story.
A real rags to riches story.
Yeah.
Still waiting for the riches, but you know, it's the journey.
It seems like you enjoy games where you're put into a position where the beginning is an absolute slog. It seems like you are putting yourself into that position on purpose.
I think it's not even so much the beginning. I just like games that are a bit of a slog. I mean, I played a lot of Overwatch in my time, which is a huge slog.
Yep.
I like those kind of like against all odds, like survival-y sort of games, you know, like I just find them fun. Zomboid sort of, you know, like Project Zomboid. You ever play that? It's pretty fun. So
God, did I play Project Zomboid?
Is that the one where it's like 2.5
I get all the zombie games
isometric?
mixed up.
Yes, it's that one. Yeah. It's gotten a lot better. It's been out for years and years and years and years, but recently it's gotten much better.
So, question for you though: are you not?
I have played Zomboid.
Are you
Sorry,
not like a
continue.
Souls person?
No, I am not. I feel like I don't understand them or the appeal. I feel like
you just explained it though.
I know.
Just explained it.
I know, but the genre makes me feel old. Like it's just so weird, isn't it? Like I've never taken a liking to them. Like the theme of them, everything just seems like so depressing to me. Like I don't know.
I was about to say, is it because it's like really dark and depressing, and the stories
It
are
feels
always
a bit, yeah. And I just like I get like what they're about and the point of them and stuff, but like I don't know. I find them like a bit frustrating because it's just mechanical tests, right? Like it's just it's figuring out patterns, knowing patterns, memorizing them, and then like getting through. And I guess there's some satisfaction in it or whatever, but I don't know. It's just it doesn't gel with me, you know. I can't really do it.
Do you think, and this is just a question I have for you, do you think if someone were to take, let's say Dark Souls 1, since I imagine it's the easiest one to mod, if you were to mod Dark Souls 1 so that your character was a farmer, and all
Yes.
the enemies you fought were crops,
Go on. Yes.
would you enjoy, like if it was just, instead of creepy castles and monsters and like way too much lore, it was like a beautiful farmscape?
It
and the
doesn't even need to be beautiful. If it was a shitty, creepy castle that I could eventually customize and make better,
And you,
Yeah.
okay,
I'm
yeah.
in. I don't care what I have to do. I just
And
want.
so then you slay the
Yeah.
farm creatures, and then the lore in the world is actually just the prices of appliances and mechanics that you would get on a farm.
Yes, I'd be down. I like the building. I like the you know, restoring things like Stardew Valley. You know, like
Yeah.
any game with like Stardew Valley like progression in it, I'm down. You know, like I like starting out with like a bunch of crap and then fixing it up, or
Dude.
being able to customize stuff, and upgrade or whatever. Like,
Yeah, there are so many games. Backpack Hero, I like enjoyed a little bit, and now I've gotten really into it, and I think it's mostly because they gave you a hub world in the story mode. Where there's like this little town that's all like decrepit, and they're like, if only people would move here. Oh, we have all these broken buildings. We need to destroy them and build new ones. And I'm like,
tell me about this game.
I'm your guy, dude.
Oh no, I like stuff like that.
Me too.
Oh
yeah.
man.
Yeah,
I really
give
like
me a little hub world that I can fix up and see flourish.
Yes.
While the Iron's Hot does that too, in a way that's really satisfying. Yeah, any games like that. I love that.
I played my time at Sandrock recently. I actually
Me
did like
too.
a sponsored thing for it. But I played my time at Porsche previously, so I was aware of like the, I think it's the same people that did it. It's just
Exact
like
same group. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
just
same world. There's a crossover of a couple of characters as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And that seemed pretty good. And that was it Palia? What the ex-Blizzard people made one, and it is very much like my time at Porsche Sandrock with Stardew stuff in it.
Yeah.
I played a bit of that. It didn't seem too bad. I mean, I like stuff like that though.
Do you play Final Fantasy 14 at all?
No, I have
or
done.
any
I
MMOs?
don't actively play it, but I have played it. Yeah, I streamed a bunch of it actually.
Are you about to tell him what I think you're about to tell him?
That there's like you get your own little island to farm on.
Yeah, that okay. I was looking
added that
forward
in.
to that, and then I just got sidetracked, and I never did.
It's
That
not-
was the expansion after Shadowbringers, right? Was it the
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I really like the game, and I played it quite a bit. But I played through the first part of it, and the story was like impossible for me to follow. Like I
Welcome to Final Fantasy 14,
Yeah, I know.
my dear friend.
and the whole time it was like, trust me, just wait. After 100 hours, the game gets so good. And it's like, oh, man, I'm not waiting 100 hours for a game to get
It's
good.
hard.
Like,
It's hard.
Yeah,
So
it's
many people
crazy.
have a lot of trouble with Realm Reborn, the like beginning part. It's
Yeah.
not paced super well, and the way that they give you the story isn't super cohesive.
No.
But
I tried.
It sucks because it's true that with every expansion it gets better, and
Yeah.
it's
But
so
even then-
good now.
But even then, watching people play through it, I have convinced numerous people to play through it. And every time they'll get to the first expansion and be blown away by it. And I'm like, got him. This is it.
Yeah.
But what ends up happening is because it's so long, somewhere in the second expansion, in the run up to the third, like once you hit Shadowbringers and Endwalker, it's kind of like pushed to the end. Like you'll be like, I got to see how this ends. But there's this weird Stormblood thing where it is both giving you new information, giving you new concepts, new things and whatever, but also just long. And in that expansion, every single person I've asked to play it who fell in love with it stopped playing. Not because they hated it, but because they've already put in 150 hours. And they're like, I just want
Yeah.
to play something else for a little bit. And it happens every single
Yeah.
time. And I can't
It's
blame
the
them.
hardest
Like,
one to
even if
get
they
through,
love
I
it,
think.
yeah, it's just a long game. You're asking
Yeah.
someone to play so many hours of a game. And I say that being a person who just this week finished Baldur's Gate 3 with 116 hours. So, I mean, I
Oh
guess.
my gosh! Congratulations.
Oh my God, man. Oh, I love that game. Oh God, I had so much fun playing it. It's one of those games where like oh man, that, and for me, that game and Obra Dinn are games where I wish I could just completely wipe my memory and play again for
Obra
the first
Dinn,
time.
Runk.
Hey, what's up? I'll be in Oxnard this weekend, Friday and Saturday, Oxnard, California. Get your tickets at chrislea.com. Sacramento is up. Brea, California is up. Phoenix, Arizona, El Paso, Albuquerque. And then I got some more dates on sale here. Kelowna, BC, Vancouver, BC, Rochester, New York. I got it, dude. Kitchener, Ontario. Shreveport, Louisiana, Houston, Texas, Corpus Christi, March 16th, never been there, Durham, North Carolina, and Norfolk, Virginia. Norfolk. I think it sounds like F-U-C-K, but it's not. So, yeah, there you have it. That's where I'm going to be coming up. Go to chrisleah.com to get tickets, new dates, and it is all new stuff. It is not from Grow or Die, my special, which you can get at chrisleah.com. So go watch that now, and then you can still come to the shows. That's 2 different hours. I work hard because I want to make people happy. You know, it's good, and it's also, it also, you know what I mean? It's an insecurity, but I want to make people happy. So, yeah, I want people to think I'm good enough is basically what it is. But anyway, getting too deep to in this ad for my shows. But yeah, go to chrisleah.com and then also get merch. We got the Grow or Die merch coming in strong. It's good. People are starting to repost this stuff. It looked great on you. So go to chrisleah.com for all your needs, no matter what need you have, really. And also, this is the new episode of Congratulations. You know, I did the, update. Well, let me do an update. Look, Christmas is coming up. You know, my wife goes absolutely nutty when it comes to putting garland and different lights in places and, you know, candy canes. Candy cane. What's that from? That one horror movie. Candy cane. So we have, I don't know how many Christmas trees, honestly. I really don't. Let's see, 1, 2. We have 2 up, but there are more in the garage. Anyway, she was like, let's go get one. And because we have fake ones, because have fake Christmas trees, because real one, it's weird to bring a real Christmas tree inside. Now, it's also weird to bring a fake one inside, right? Trees should only be outside. Jim Gaffigan has that funny bit about Christmas where it's like, why do you bring the outside inside? I don't know what it is. But it's true. Like, why? That's so weird to put all the, he says you put all the stuff inside, outside on the front lawn and all the trees inside. Yeah. But it's like weird. And then people will put a fake tree. I don't know if this is part of his bit or not, but you put a fake tree, which is even weirder, but it's better because at least it won't catch on fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, trees are so flammable because that's literally what you put in the fire to create a fire. Oh, the fire's going out. Well, put more trees in it. So putting a tree in the living room is a bad idea, especially because you usually put it next to the fireplace. I feel like I'm doing Jim Gaffigan's bit. I don't know if this is close to it or not. I saw it years and years ago. But it's very odd. And I was hip with the fake trees. And now, of course, my wife is like, how do you want them decorated? And I say, well, I like them when they're green and when they have all the ornaments that are all different from the families. You know, we put them together and it looks mismatched and everything. So she got a white tree and decorated it like Macy's tree, with just like all gold balls and red balls. And what do we do with the ornaments? And I had to open my big mouth where I'm like, well, you know, we didn't use the ornaments. And she was like, but don't you like it? I'm like, I do like it. My favorite kind of Christmas tree is the green one where we can, you know. And she was like, you don't like it? I'm like, I love it. It looks great. It just looks like, you know, it would be in Macy's, which is beautiful. Macy's wants it to look good. That's the whole reason why it's in Macy's. And then she's like, well, her answer, I open my big mouth. Well, you know, what do we do with the other ornaments? She's like, well, let's go get a real tree. So now we got another tree. That's a real tree that just got delivered. And let me tell you this, man. By the way, trees are just like, it's crazy that you spend hundreds of dollars on the tree and them delivering it and everything like that. And they just come, and it's just like, you could go get one for free, you know? But anyway, it was actually such a magical moment bringing Calvin and Billy to the, Billy didn't really know what was going on. He's 8 months old, but Calvin was just like, loving running around into the tree. Which one do you want to pick? He was like, oh, I don't know. We'll pick one. He finally picked one, and my heart was swelling up. But we went there, and then we came back, and then they couldn't deliver it that night, so they delivered it today. Anyway, so we have another Christmas tree, which is great. And we've got to decorate it. So that's great. And so that only means that the ornaments that we brought back downstairs to not use, we got to bring back upstairs again. So, and yes, dude. And here's the thing. I opened up my big mouth saying, what are you doing, to my wife when she was bringing the ornaments back downstairs. She says, I'm bringing the ornaments downstairs and you're not helping. Why don't you help? And I was like, oh, fine. I open my big mouth. Dude, I have to, you know what I got to stop doing is opening my big mouth. That's what I have to stop doing, is opening my big mouth. But I open my big mouth, dude, because I'm a comedian and it's my job. And now I have 350 episodes of this congratulations podcast and other podcasts. I talk so much. It's all documented and it's all bad. I don't need to be talking so much. And I do hours of stand-up, and it's like, dude, my whole job is talking, and it's like every day I just becoming a monk and just taking that vow of silence seems better and better. And I would like to do that, except for there's no way I could do that. You know why? Because I get pissed off. And why? Because I have to explain myself. And why do you have to explain yourself? Because I want people to understand me. And why do people have to understand me? You know why? We just get to the point where I go, because. You know, I was talking to my therapist, and she's like, well, you don't like to be misunderstood. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I don't like to be misunderstood. I hate to be misunderstood. You know? And you got to let that go. You got to let that go, dude. I don't mean to be like a Steve Harvey show right now, but, you know, you got to let that go, because people are going to understand you no matter what. But it's, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I want to, like the other day, I've been talking about junk food with you know, it's so, dude, you know how easy it is to give your child shit food? You know why? Because it's around. And you know what's not around? Stuff that's good for you. It's just not. Even if you go to like a nice market where you're like, oh, let's get the nice snacks. Any snack is like bad for you in a package, you know? Unless you're just going to get like, you want fucking cucumbers, right? But my son's not going to eat that shit. Like, what is he, a jungle boy, you know? Like, what? No. So he's like, I want a Cliff Bar, so so Kristen's like, well, what do you think? You want to give him a Cliff Bar? And I'm like, nah, I don't think so. Maybe you got to eat something healthy, you know, because you ate the ice cream cake because it was somebody's birthday earlier. So don't eat that, you know. Remember I said you can't have a Cliff Bar? So he's like, all right. So she said, well, what about apples and peanut butter? And I go like this, well, peanut butter is junk food, you know? And he says, no, I just want peanut butter. And she says, okay. And I was like, well, no. But before that, she was like, want pasta? And he was like, yes. She's like, we have it with pink sauce. Do you want it with pink sauce? And he says, no, I want red sauce. And I was like, well, you shot yourself in the foot. You should have just went to go ahead and make it. You should have just made it. You had to get specific with the pasta, right? And she was like, well, she didn't want anything. I had to give him peanut butter. And I was like, I know, but we got to start giving him something better. And I was talking about this in front of the kid, and I don't want to the last thing you want to do is undermine a parent. When you're a parent, you don't want to undermine the other parent. You got to be a united front, right? So she was already like, how about peanut butter? So I was like, yeah, give him peanut butter, you know? And it was all a whole mess, you know? And I dealt with it not so great, but it's like, I just want the kid to not be a fat fuck, you know? And it's not even fat on the inside, you know? Like fat in your heart. Like that's what I mean. Like it's okay to be fat a little bit. It really is okay to be chubby. Not fat, but like a chubby. Like a not a good. It's okay to not have a good body, right? If it's, you know what, it's okay. It's okay to just be a guy or be a man or a woman, and just like that's, you know, you're just someone, right? Like not everybody has to be ripped. I get it. You don't all have to look like Thor. You don't all have to look like Wonder Woman. You could just be someone out there with like a pear shape a little bit, but you still don't want to be eating this shit. The like Skittles, and like my son loves Skittles. And the good thing is he's you know, he'll be like, oh, here's 4 Skittles. And he's like, oh, I get 4? And it's like, yeah. And it's like, okay, that's good. But like that's like what for me? That's like maybe 20 for me. So it's like if I eat 20 Skittles, and then my son will be like, I have a tummy ache. And I'm like, well, you know, I want to be like, you did it to yourself. But I did it to him. And I can't say you did it to yourself to a 4-year-old, because then he's going to be like, I'm bad. So you got to be like, well, you know, it's okay. It's probably because of Skittles. And I'm seething inside because I'm like, well, you shouldn't be eating fucking Skittles. But mom tossed them over to you. I don't know. It's just parenting is and it's easy for us, you know, because we have, you know, we're together, we have money and all this shit, but it's still it's the subtle things that'll fuck you up, dude. It's the subtle things that'll fuck you up. God, it is. Wow. Subtlety, huh? Oh, subtlety, man. I don't know. I was watching TV last night. I was with David Sullivan, who you might know from my tour reports and whatnot. I was with him, and he was like, "Man, can we watch a good thing?" And I was like, "Nah, man, we gotta watch stuff that's like not that good, dude. And we could like be funny and laugh at it." And we passed by that movie Sound of Freedom. Is that what it is? Yeah, Sound of Freedom. He was like, "This is supposed to be good." And I was like, "It is supposed to be good." Yeah, all right. Okay, we'll watch it. I turned it on, dude. Let me just tell you, man. The whole movie, I'm just like this. I mean, it's really hard to watch. There's no, like, real violence or anything. You know, the kidnapping, and it's just like, I can't believe they made that movie, to be honest. Like, it's crazy. I know it was an independent movie, but I get, like, Hollywood is just like, no, I don't know. What movie is that? Sound of Music? I'm sorry, what? With the lady with the hills are alive when she's with her skirt and the apron? I love that one. Anyway, have you seen Mickey Blue Eyes? I mean, dude, Sound of Freedom is harrowing. It was really hard to watch. It was like one of those movies where it's like they take all the kids, they kidnap the kids, and then it's like based on a real story, and you don't know how much of it is true. But then you know, it doesn't matter how much of it is true, because if any of this is true, it's terrible. And then you're like, you watch some of it, and you're like, I said to David, I'm like, I don't think I could watch this. And he's like, yeah, it's really unsettling, huh? But then it's like you want to watch it because you want to get to the end to make sure that everyone ends up okay. You ever like watch a movie and stop watching it? Like, this is how dumb I am. I'll watch a movie that has nothing to do with me, with made-up characters, like that's a fantastic movie about like dwarves and elves or something, and I'll start it, and I'll be like, I don't want to watch this. I'm gonna turn off, go to bed. I go, and in bed, I'm like, I hope everybody. This probably works out for them. I mean, I didn't see the movie, but I hope that everybody's okay. They don't even exist. And there's a real movie that's based on a real story, and you're like, okay, I got to see this through because I know that probably he saves her at the end. So I did. I watched it, and I'm just like, dude. And then you go on Google, and you like Google like these rings of these pedophile rings that like get broken up by like the FBI or whatever it is, and it's like, oh my God, bro, this stuff really happens, and it's like really, really sad. It's one of those things where it's like, you know how like crazy shit happens in the world, but it's so far removed from you that you're just like, does that really happen? Like even like outbursts in like a bagel shop. Like I have a friend that always has nuts stories. And he's just like, oh, you know what happened? I saw a homeless lady and she lifted up her shirt and showed me her titties. And then she got hit by a car and then rolled all over the hood and then slid down. And when she slid down on the driver's side of the car, the shirt was still up and her titties slipped on the, were just like, meow, on the side of the driver's window. And the driver just started like being like, oh God, and like pulled over and like, are you okay? And then they just started dating. And you're like, that happen? Oh, yeah, you know, oh. You don't believe it, but you know, you're like, I guess he's not lying. But you're just like, I'm so far removed from that I don't believe it or not. It's just something that somebody said, and the whole thing is too bad. Even if it doesn't exist, it's too bad he said it. But like, you know, this shit happens, and it's just wild. You know, and you don't really think about, like, I think the normal, regular, I don't know what that even means nowadays, but the regular person who thinks, like we had Sam Tripoli over on Golden Hour podcast, and he was talking about all these conspiracy theories and like how he thought that, you know, there was an advanced civilization that was living hundreds of years ago, and they got wiped out, and how whatever there's a bunch of different conspiracy theories, and it's like now that there's the internet, it's so weird when you start going down that rabbit hole. It activates your brain because I'm like, dude, I don't believe in a lot of most of the conspiracy theories, right? I'm using that term loosely. Conspiracy theories has a negative connotation. Some of them are true, but like the JFK one, it wasn't just the one dude in the window 900 years away with a fucking single shot, pap. Those kinds of things. And Justin Trudeau is Fidel Castro's son, but it's like the whole thing with, what was I trying to say? Like you don't yeah, like you start looking in. That's what the thing they said. Look into it. You start looking into it, and you go, oh, all right, well, oh, really? Well, that's interesting. You start doing all that shit, and it's like 2 a.m. and you're just like, what? You start making that noise. You're like, what? You click something and you, huh? And it's grainy, but you zoom in yourself like you're you're Tom Cruise in a movie. Hold on, zoom in there. You even say it out loud, and it's just you. Hold on, zoom in there. And then you go like this to yourself. I'm way ahead of you. What? Oh my God. Is that him? And then it's like, I go to bed, and then the next morning I wake up, and I'm still buzzing off this, like, well, what the fuck, man? How did they make the pyramids? How'd they do that, though? How did they do it, though? If we don't know how they did it, and we're way beyond them time-wise, how's that happen? So we should be able to figure it out. We should at least be able to figure out how they did it, let alone do it. We can do it, but they didn't have the technology, so it's like, huh? So then you're sitting here. You got that 2 a.m. brain, and you're just like, well, what the, huh? What's doing? Hold on, look that up. I'm way ahead of you. What? So then I'm like walking around, and I'm like, dude, hold on a second, man. Hold on a second. I'm like, TV? I'm like, cell phones? I know I'm talking to someone on the other line, and I know who that is, but they're not near me. Oh, so it goes into the satellites floating in space. So that I'm like, man, all this shit, like if you just put me here and started telling me all this stuff, I go like this, what? So if all that can be true, then anything can be true. Dude, there's satellites that float around in space, and you can talk to your friend that's downtown. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Zoom in. I go, hey, I want to talk to my friend. And then in my head, I go, I'm way ahead of you. Boop, 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 boop. Hello? And I'm just like, what? So, dude, something's going on. Now, I'm not saying Joe Biden's a lizard and he goes into the ocean and sheds himself, because I don't think that that's true. But then I'm like, seeing a picture of Joe Biden at the beach, and I'm like, wait a minute. Zoom in. He's shiny. Is that him? I'm way ahead of you. You could just make a show, dude? Like, seriously? You could just make a show. Like that show 6 Feet Under. That was a show that they just acted in and then just beamed it to us on a channel, on our box, in our fucking living room. You ever think about this shit? Like, let alone a car. Imagine if you, like, if the world blew up and it was the apocalypse, and then you had to, like, start from scratch, right? There were no dealerships anymore, and, GM, and they were like, oh, we can't do it anymore. It's just too hard, and people are dying of scurvy. So let's focus on getting fruit, not Dodge Rams. You'd have to, like, make a vehicle, right? To get, because they could make them, so you're like, I got to make it somehow. It would take you years to make a vehicle. Just being someone that you are right now, not a vehicle maker. Like, I'm a comedian. If you were like, hey, Chris, no more cars. If you want to get down to the bottom of fucking, Coldwater Canyon, then what you got to do is make a vehicle. And I go, oh, fuck. I don't think I can do that, but maybe I'd be able to figure out, okay? Now, that's cars. But then I'm like, talking to my friend downtown, though? With no delay? And using a satellite? To do so? And I'm just like, okay, well, something else is going on, though, right? You're going to beam news to my eyeballs? I don't know, dude. If you were just plopped here, you'd have so many questions. And we sit here and we don't ask questions because we've been here. How nuts is that, dude? I don't know, man. Something's up. Something is up. Something's afoot, right? Something's afoot, and it's not just my feet. Man, I was doing kid jokes to Calvin the other day, and they were so bad, dude. And he's not at the age where he can even really, like, get it yet because he doesn't know it'll be like, hey, what did 0 say to 8? And they'll be like, what? And I'll say, nice belt. And he's like, what? And I'm like, no, because 0, if you take a 0 and an 8, if you take a 0, then you squeeze it, then that's what it looks like, an 8 like that, right? And he goes, oh. I'm just like, all right, it's not working, it's like. But then he was doing the thing where he was like, I'll do a joke. And I'm like, okay, go ahead. And he says, what is a car? And I'm like, I don't know. And then what he'll say is, no, I do the joke and then you say what it is. And I'm like, yo, okay, what is a car? And I say, I don't know, does it have 4 wheels and it drives? And he says, I think it is. I'm just like, that's such a bad joke, But it's so funny that he's doing it. So in a way, it's a good joke, right? It's not about what you say, it's how you say it. And he killed it. My son's a comedian. I love the Stalin-esque, no, you answer me. We started with the computer with 1%, and now we're at 24%. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now it's just gorgeous. That's gorgeous thinking. Whatever happened to the fucking Liver King, dude? Why are we... I know I've talked about this before in the podcast, but like, dude, we just pretend... Well, not even with Liver King, but like The Rock. Like, hey, you do steroids. You do Hey, dude, Liver King, you do steroids. You know why? You look like a beetle. I want The Rock to admit that he does steroids, and I want him to just be like, that's the thing, though. He probably wouldn't get any deals, though, after that. Well, not any deals. He would still be huge and stuff. Oh, that's the whole thing. How could you live that way? No knock on it, but like to be a brand like that and to not live authentically. And I'm not, I don't know. Maybe The Rock is that is also authentic self, but that's really weird if it is. It can't, but just like I want The Rock to just fire off some mean tweets at some point. Can't trust somebody that doesn't have a knee-jerk reaction every now and then, God. But that's what going back to my, I need to be more of a monk, right? What is Liver King doing? Let's look. Let's look at his last video. Do I have to sign in? Wow, I hate Instagram like that. We won't look, or we will look. What's his name? Liver King? Liver King? Bro, you can't tell. Remember the AI thing? Here, let's look.
To be a dominant man, a dominant dad, a dominant husband, and a dominant CEO. To express my highest and most dominant form in these respective roles. This is the way of the barbarian. Liver King. Oh.
Look, somebody commented, great ideals to live by, dominate everything. And the guy's serious.
Beating the odds. Again, but you see this pupil? You see how destroyed it is? Depth perception, killing from a distance, a whole new challenge. But there's one way to overcome it. Now get the fuck out of my way.
Why does he have the music that's in like a Lifetime movie when two people are on a date in it? Boom, 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 boom. Go, dude, I hate that shit. Like that shit with, like, you know what would have that? It was Grey's Anatomy. Why do they do that? Like, oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Bloom, 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 boom, bloom. Oh, sorry, I was just. Bloom, 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 bloom. I was looking for a candy bar in the thing, but you know, you go first. Bloom, 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 bloom. Anyway, here you go. You know, I have a question for you. Bloom, 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 bloom. Yes? Bloom, 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 bloom. Never mind. Bloom, 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 bloom. Okay. Bye. Here at AutoZone, like, why do they do? You know why? Because the show sucks. That's why. Because the show fucking sucks. You understand? That's why. If the show didn't suck, you wouldn't have to put bloom, 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 bloom in it, dude. Just have the scene where he can't ask her out. The thing is, I wanted to boom, 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 boom. It's a little hi-hat that really pisses me the fuck off, too. I don't know, man. Grey's Anatomy. Maybe it's good. I have no idea. I have no fucking idea. I never saw it. ColeApparel.com. Quality merch services at Fulfillment. ColeApparel.com. Go to my page if you want to purchase a 10-word ad or shout-out. Holler.baby/Crystalia. Oh, God. Kim Kardashian's Minimalist Christmas. This is the thing on BuzzFeed. You know, I make fun of my wife because she does so much. I can't imagine. I was watching some of those decorating shows because I like to do it because like sometimes I'll put it on. My wife is there. I'm like, I'll watch this shit. Maybe she'll like it. And it's like, what was it? Celebrity decor. I don't know what it was called. But this one guy was just like, I love decorating. And he talks like this. And he's just like, I love decorating so much. And I can easily spend millions of dollars on decorating a home. My personal friends, Sharon Osbourne, we were working for her, and I normally wouldn't get out of bed for more than $12 million, but I do it because she's a personal friend. And it's just like, holy fucking cocksucker shit. Could you imagine having to deal with a person like that? Imagine that. Oh, these chairs, aren't they delicious? Look at this. Just look at the way they turn. And the good thing is you could put them inside and face them on the inside, or you could twist them and spin them and look out on the veranda. Isn't that delicious? Dude, these are real people that talk like this. Anyway, these chairs are $40,000 each. And you're like, oh, fuck. It's just so ridiculous. I don't know what the show was called. I forget what it's called. I watched a little bit of it on Netflix. And I can't, like... I get it. Look, having a decorator is good. You don't have to do all this shit. But let's see what she has. Kim Kardashian has on her thing. Grace us with a... Okay. Oh, my God. Kim already has... features a ton of lit-up trees waiting outside. Okay. Kim posted a video footage of her sitting room and hallway. It's worth noticing that piano music was playing in the background. She hires him to play festive music. Philip Cornish. She hires him to play festive music in December. Yo, that's crazy. Put on a fucking CD. Hey, get a playlist. I mean, who's not okay with just Frank Sinatra just being like, oh, the weather outside is frightful. Oh my God, dude. There's all these trees in her hallway. That's cool, the way it's lit up, the tree. Beige, everything's beige. Beige stoppings. On Christmassy. Damn. One less stocking because not Kanye's there, huh? There's a pink... Oh, they got so many trees. I can't show my wife this. Jesus Christ. This is the stupidest fucking article I've ever seen in my life. Hey, BuzzFeed, get it together. I can't believe I clicked on that. But good props to Kim Kardashian.
Appalachia, what he said? What she said?
Oh boy.
Come on, Jada, let Tupac rest in peace. Let him. Come on. Appalachia, what he said? What she said? He got Appalachia.
Alopecia, but he did.
But tell me what that is.
So alopecia.
I mean, you know. But tell me what that is. Alopecia, dude. How come you can't say that? Appalachia. Also, he's bald, you know? Actually, no, he isn't. He has hair.
We ain't need to know that.
But
Dog a legend. He been dead 30 years. Appalachia.
Yep, alopecia. But
Alopecia.
I know Albert Hughes. He recently talked about it, like how they were juice, and he has stress patches, which is like a form of alopecia, and like shares a story of like why he cut his hair off.
She should have told us a Will story.
You're right.
Talk about your husband, baby. You married him. Tell us how you feel walking down the carpet one time and we ain't know you ain't have on no panties or something.
Oh.
Tell
You know, took a turn for the pervy, right? Immediately.
us, tell us, Will Pot gone. He got alopecia.
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 One time for everybody with alopecia, man.
You know, it was way more than one time. One time for everybody with Appalachia. Like, that's like somebody he went to school with when he was in high school. Appalachia broke his heart. Racist. No, but that's this guy. I don't know. Hey, Rick Ross is fucking failing upwards, right? I mean, like, we watch him as a train wreck. Him and DJ Khaled, we just did a train wreck, and we just keep funding it, right? I don't know. It's like you can do that in Hollywood. You can be a director even and like make fucking 9 bad movies and then just get a 10th one. It's crazy. These AI supermodels are getting out of control. I actually thought it was I saw one the other day that was, I thought it was real, and I was shown it, and it was a video of someone, and they were just like on the bed chilling like a hot chick, just, and it was real, and I still think it's real. That's how good they're getting. Like, I get the pictures look kind of fake, and I don't mean like, because obviously you can't, like, catfishing is just, you can't, there. Don't ever trust anything anymore online, period. I think we're at that point, right? Like, if you meet somebody, if you're on Hinge or whatever the fuck, Bumble, if that's still a thing, Tinder, if that's still a thing, you go on there and you meet and you see people, and you kind of have to go off of their bio, because you know they're not going to look the way they are unless they're like super, yeah, I don't know, man. No, not even, unless anything. Unless they don't look good, because then they're like, oh, well, they didn't even try to do a filter on it. But, like, dude, they can straight up make videos of people now that are fake. Like, dude, there was a clip on Supernatural that somebody sent me, because I was talking about Supernatural, and like, you got to wait till you get to this moment. And it showed a moment on Supernatural, and it was actually so ridiculous that I was like, dude, I think that might be fake. That might be a fake thing that somebody sent me on Supernatural. Like, this is the world we live in now. So you could just be basically chatting to nobody. I can't believe how, like, real it looked. And they were telling me, dude, this is fake. And in the bio, it said AI, not real. And I'm like, dude, they're fucking with us. They're real. Because I would maybe do that. Like, pretend I'm not real, but then you are real, and then you show up and just blow people's minds. It's too bad I'm already famous, because if I wasn't, dude, I'd have to get super fit, though. I'd have to get more fit, right? Yeah, but whatever, dude. Who cares? I want to, I want to get super fit, but it's just too much. It takes too much time. Sandra, congratulations on graduating. Keep up the good work, mama. Go to my page if you want to purchase a 10-word ad or shout out, holler.baby/Crystalia. Yeah, dude. This is crazy, this contract. The Shohei Ohtani joining the Dodgers on a 10-year, $700 million contract, which is like actually crazy that anything to do with baseball has $700 million. And I guess it's the Dodgers, so that's a pretty legit organization. This is the biggest contract in the world. And he is, bro, what was the last one? Like 300,000? 300 million? 400 million, maybe? Whatever. Yeah, here, I actually look. By more than 250 million, topping the 12-year, 426 million. Mike Trout, I remember that. Wow. This is crazy, dude. Baseball has fucking money, huh? How about this, man? Asians figured it out in baseball. Remember in 90s, 0 Asians. All of a sudden, they had one Asian guy, and then all of a sudden some more Asian guys, and now this Japanese dude is just like Shohei Ohtani goes like this. He's we will see. And $700 million for 10 years, dude? What is that number in Japanese? Ah, fuck, I can't remember. What's 10? Yeah. You. Dude, $700 million for 2 years? That's crazy, dude. Wow. Anyway, he's like, dude, he's a pitcher and the best batter in the, dude. You know what? This guy's my hero. And I've always loved Asians. And now he's my favorite one. So, God, imagine just... Fuck. I would... Dude, if you had $700 million, what would you buy? What would you fucking buy? I'd buy fucking straight up, like... You know what I would do is just get, like...